I don't think so. I think there's still a lot of people that like the print product, and I know the advertisers like it. My name's Dave Dale. I'm a multimedia journalist with Quebec Sun Media for the North Bay Nugget. I've been working here 12 years. The best thing about printed news, and this is still happening today, when people are featured or in a news story, they still clip it out and they put it in a book or they put it on the fridge. And I know, even though everybody's into the digital, and I do all kinds of photography, and we do our galleries, and they take our photos and they use them as their profile pages and whatnot. But still, they'll clip out that photo of their little grandkid and put it on the fridge, and that's going to stay there till it's torn and yellowed, and it's going to be there for decades.
Print it out. There's a print button. If you have a printer, same thing. Why even still have print if all the newspapers are putting all their articles online anyways?
The immediacy of it. Like, you can break stories over Twitter, but at 140 characters, what are you going to really find out? You're just going to have the layer, the icing, right? But to get to the meat of it, you're going to have to eventually read a full story.
I definitely think newspaper is definitely suffering because of internet news. You know, everybody's on their computers all the time, and you know, you can Google something, touch of a button, you have a million different articles from different people. I just really think it's convenience. Like, our younger generation, I don't know of anybody or any of my friends that seriously sit down and read the paper and take that time. Personally, I don't take out a newspaper and read it. I throw it in my blue box, and there we go. If I'm looking for something, good old Google, search it up, and there's a newspaper article for it.
Now, internet right now is a lot of bells and whistles. I challenge anybody to get their 14-year-old to go on the online to a news page, whatever newspaper you want. Give them 30 minutes. Let them read it. Test them. Find out how much they learned. And then give them 30 minutes with the newspaper alone to read it. They're going to learn more through the newspaper. And if you're measuring it on which one's going to teach the reader more, or which one's going to have the reader learn more from it, it's obviously going to be the newspaper product. This thing's been designed over the years to meet the needs of North American reader. It's designed left to right, it goes in a circle. The white space is done for a reason. You got the most interesting stuff at the start. And when you're reading the newspaper, there's not as many distractions.
Less people are buying the paper now, and more of it's going to the computer. So they're losing business right now, some of it, in some spots. They just had about a couple of layoffs a week ago, and a lot of those people could be working and still doing the news. Well,
there has been a change in the specialties required to gather news. The first ones that were laid off were the photographers. The newspapers that were at a certain size. There's still photographers that are specialized in photography, but in the smaller markets, like a daily newspaper here in North Bay, the cuts were to the photographers. They wanted reporters that can shoot, write, and video, and blog. They want a full package. So that reduced the number of bodies that the corporation needed to do the same sort of work. Some would argue that specialty photographers can shoot better than anybody, and they can. But the technology has allowed most people to shoot close enough to that quality to get by on.
You're saving money on the papers, or are you spending more money on internet?
The print product with the advertising provides 95% of the revenue for most of the major corporations that have print products. If you can find anybody that's making 10% of their revenue stream from online ads, I'd like to know about it. Like, you're going to have mainstream media companies trying to provide the best, the most reliable, most efficient news source, and they're competing for the market share of that. You're always going to have that. Whether they're going to be all digital, whether they're going to have print product or not, we don't know. I hope to God we're not going to depend on people writing blogs to get our information. I hope to God we're not going to be plugged in and basing everything we do on this little, spits of light and dirt that come in through the whatever portal you're plugged into. That's like giving your mind to somebody else to form your opinions. It's not right. I hope it doesn't go that way. There's been great authors and movie producers that had a good time writing stories and doing movies about how bad it would be if it becomes like that. Well, I fear it would be bad.